Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 6 of the Pretty Ninja Touring Car Championship. My name is Anders and I will be your host for this evening's race. I hope you're all doing well this fine Monday evening. Pretty Ninja Racing are hosting the longest ever PNTCC race today, not in forms of time, but in the forms of track length. So, Spa is by far the longest race circuit we have used in the PNTCC, and everyone, as you can see, is pretty much in the Audi this evening, purely for its top end speed. So there's going to be a lot of slipping, there's going to be a lot of diving. I think there's going to be quite a bit of action in today's race, but Butler, who we're watching right now, is really getting in those lap times and really causing quite the headache for everybody else. But again, we'll see how much the slip actually affects lap times. So currently Jay Skyring is our championship leader and is closely followed by Lloyd, if we have a quick look at the standings. So as we can see, Skyring is leading the way, but only by 3 points. Lloyd just needs to keep finishing ahead of Skyring to be in a very good chance or position to take the PNTCC Championship. It'll be the first one that he will ever have got. It's always been the bridesmaid, but never quite the bride. So we will see how their battle gets on today. But the reality is, there are 2 races, there's 50 points on offer. And if Butler gets those 50 points, it's going to be very difficult for Skyring and Lloyd to keep on top of it, as we just watched Skyring go over the timeline for a 2:31. So clearly the free practice server prior to this was a little bit less scrubbed than the current track. Now, we have a couple of people that are not in the Audi, Cole being one of them in the lovely Alpha, and hopefully they'll be able to have a good race today, and Burridge, who is in the VW. Now what Burridge may not have realised is actually the VW is one of the slowest in the pack. The only car that's slower than this is in fact the Peugeot. So Burridge was saying how he's not really getting on with these cars because he's not getting the time. Well, quite frankly, it's purely because of the top end speed. It's just not as quick as the Audi. So hence why everybody else has moved over. Now Mayer is in the Cupra, and I believe the Cupra has actually got the highest top end speed. So realistically, the Cupra should be able to do fairly well today. See Audi getting out of the way and moving back into the pits. That might well have been 66. Skyring is now in the pits as well, as we come to the end of free practice actually. So where is Butler? It's a long lap this. It's the longest lap of the championship, around about 2 minutes 30. So we're looking at around about 4 laps in total. Maybe 3 and a bit. Well, maybe 3 actually, in all fairness, depending on when the timer ends. So it's going to be frantic during the race. People will have to make moves. There's not many laps that they'll be able to get anything done, as we've got 2 back-to-back races that are 10 minutes each. So commitment is going to be needed. Is it too late to change cars? It is, Noah. It is, sadly. But yeah, next season we're going to make it that whatever car people start with, they have to stick with. So well done for you for sticking with the car that you actually picked. Kudos points definitely going your way, as well as Cole, as well as Mayer. Everyone else has jumped on the Audi bandwagon purely because of how quick it is. But if you're in the slip, I think there's going to be quite the train around here, really. Just make sure you got pretty much 0 wing. As you can see, the rear end of Butler's Audi starting to kick out a little bit. cross over the line to not really make any improvements. But yeah, realistically, it should be a pretty close affair. I don't think, unless people go off, I'll stay in the Golf, just like the noise. It's not an overall bad car, it's just not the quickest in a straight line, that's all. There are aspects that will be good, so like Bathurst, for example, that Golf should come into its own with its cornering abilities, which is the final race of the season. But that's the end of free practice. In the meantime, let me talk you through some more of the Pretty Ninjas events. Tonight you're watching the PNTCC here on Pretty Ninjas YouTube channel. GT2s this weekend are in Mexico, and the GT2 Championship has been concluded in a way that 66 is indeed our world champion for that event. And the Porsche multi-class are heading to Baikoniki. Very good twisty forest circuit, which is going to cause quite a bit of difficulties for the Cup class in particular in forms of overtaking. And next week the PNTCC are heading to the Norris Ring. That always provides epic racing. So we're just waiting now for the cars to go out on track for qualifying. And the car we will keep an eye out on is Butler, who is getting straight out, and Lloyd is actually in P2. They're in the white and red Audi, so hopefully trying to get the slip off Butler. So it will be a case of, I think, seeing who is doing what, but Lloyd is going to have to try and keep within it throughout the race. He is deliberately running a slightly more stable car because he just thinks that rear end during the race of the Audi, it does spit out at you if you're not careful. But you can see everyone's just trying to keep in a nice little huddle. Go back to TV cam. That's the one that opens a few up a little bit more. Video seems a little bit low to me. I don't know about you guys watching. It does feel a little bit low. Where's the audio gone? Let's have a little look. It's quite high. Don't know then. Perhaps it's just my headset. Apologies. Just want to make sure that you guys are getting the full touring car action as they're all making their way out. Butler is going to be the first one over the timing line, probably. He's going to have to risk it. And they're all having to do really big push laps here. They have to get on with it. It's a long out lap for qualifying, and we can just see there Lloyd's a little bit off the pace to Skyring. Now it's everyone else, I was going to say, it's everyone else starting to slow up a little bit. No, there's quite large gapping between cars here, so people might not be able to take. It's fine, they're almost top over your voice on stream. Okay. No worries. Thank you, letting me. Turn it down just a little bit more then. As there is Cole. But let's go back towards the front of the field. As Butler comes over the timing line. You can see another car's just coming out of the pits now. I think that might be Spool. And down the hill they come. Very good camera angle, this. I don't know if the slip is really true, so we'll find out with this qualifying lap. But if Butler nails their lap anyway, I don't really see how many other drivers can actually do anything against it. But Lloyd was saying on stream yesterday, all he needs to do is beat Skyring. That's his target, that's his aim. Not necessarily to win the race, but to consistently beat Skyring for a good chance and hope of winning the PNTCC. He does want to get a full-on race win, which would be 2 wins in a row on one session. He has got a singular race win in race 1, but never really managed to do it in the reverse grid. So I would say Lloyd is slowly keeping up with Butler, but is a little bit behind. And there's a bit of a lock up there. Misses the first right-hand apex into the S's. But this is looking like a strong lap here by Butler. Over the timer line he comes for a 2:30.3. Lloyd with a 2:31, and Skyring must have gotten off track, so not many more chances. Cole gets a 2:33, and Mayer must have also gotten off track, but you can see the slip isn't really doing that much really. It's a long lap. Coulson with a 2:33.7, 66, moves into P2 with a 2:30.4. So our GT2 World Champion currently sitting P2 on the grid. And Burridge comes in with a very good lap time of a 32.9. Slightly heavy on the brakes there. Going into T1, that would have lost him a little bit of time. Skyring again is currently off, and there's a bit of damage as well, so Skyring is at risk of not getting a lap time here. He's disconnected from the server, so I can only assume he's got some technical difficulties. This is not good news for Skyring, as Mayer is still yet to set a lap time, and so is Spall, but we'll keep an eye on Mayer for now, who's just ahead of Mole, just in the background there, just up there. Cooper does look like a nice tidy car, to be fair. It's cornering in very nicely, and as I say that, he just kind of outbrakes himself into that right-hander, and Skyring is disconnected from the server yet again, so I think there are some technical difficulties here for Skyring. So Cole moves into P2 with 32.4, and Mayer moves into P5 with 32.4. So very close in the mid-pack, and Mole comes over the line, only 2 tenths behind Mark Coulson in P7. We're still missing Skyring. And we're now on board with Lloyd, who has managed to get the gap down to 2 tenths on 66 ahead of them. But 3 tenths off the pace against Butler up ahead, so clearly the draft and the slip isn't doing as much as what people may well have thought. Maybe if there were different cars, but when you're all in the same car, I don't think a lot's really going to happen. William in chat says, go on, Butler. Anything can happen in the PNTCC. Butler is in the prime position though. We're only 1/10 now ahead of 66, so it's definitely going to be a close affair. Not quite sure what's going on with Jay Skyring, as we've only got a minute left of qualifying. But these two, as well as 66, so try and do something, and someone's just dropped out of Discord as well, so I'm going to assume that that is Jay Skyring, which is not good for the PNTCC Championship. Not good for Jay Skyring, but very good for Lloyd right here. Mayer and Cole are split between 0.04 of a second. It's absolutely nothing around the 2-minute 32 lap. Oh, we could hear Butler just outbraked himself a little bit there going into the chicane. And into the pits he goes. And I'm wondering, yeah, Lloyd's not really gained any more time there, according to that, and that's it for Lloyd, and into the wall he goes. Lovely stuff. 66. Is anything going to happen here for our GT2 champion? Is he going to pinch it? Skyring is disconnected from the server, and 66 hasn't managed to pinch it. Burridge is also yet to come across the line. So is Mark Coulson. Mark Coulson does come across the line and moves into P6, 1/10 ahead of Burridge. And our current GT4 Porsche GT4 championship leader, Zach Risk, is starting on the back row of the gearing. And I believe he might very well be. So Butler takes P1. If I just press F5, so Butler is in P1. 66 P2 by 1/10. Not even that really. Lloyd is in P3. Mayer P4. Cole P5. Ooh, sorry. Coulson P6, Burridge P7, Mole in P8, and Jay Skyring has just got back into the server but is starting in P10. So no time on the board for Jay Skyring, which is going to leave the championship wide open, and he's got a lot of work to do in the race. Shocking performance, says Burridge. It's not about the qualifying, it's about the race. And we got more racing to come later on this week. The Porsche Multi Class heading to Baikonegi. It's going to be very interesting to see how the 911 Cup cars deal with the GT4s around this very tight, twisted circuit. Tonight you're watching the Pretty Ninja Touring Car Championship, and next week we'll head into Germany, the Norris Ring in particular. So keep an eye out for that one. Next Monday at 8:30 GMT. And the GT2 World Championship is heading to... completely forgot. Mexico. Same circuit that the F1's cars drive at. So it should be a very, very good race. So the cars lined up on the grid. This is 66. Jay Skyring is the car to keep an eye on. In fact, let's see how it all unfolds for Jay Skyring at the beginning of this round 6 event here of the PNTCC. Here are 6 lights. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, 6 lights. And off we pop for race 1 in round 6. Skyring lighting up the front wheels, and quite frankly everyone gets a pretty good start looking into T1. And he's looking to try and get down the inside immediately. And everyone makes it round T1 alive as we head up towards Eau Rouge. 66 is in P2, Lloyd P3, Cole P4, Mayer P5, Burridge moves into P6, Coulson falls down to P7, Skyring is in P8, and Mole is just behind in P9. But what can Jay Skyring do down the Camel Straight? Can anything be done? And we can see 66 has already lost almost a second to Butler, and he can't allow that to happen as we see Mayer and Cole looking to get down the inside. Jamski is also looking to get down the inside of 66, and he gets the job done nice and neatly. It's just whether he can keep 66 behind and keep up with Cole up in front, but these cars, and Burridge is looking to get down the outside of Anthony Mayer, but it's not going to work. Anthony Mayer closes off the inside edge for the switchback. Skyring moves into P7 just ahead of Mark Coulson. So Skyring slowly making his way up the order. This is going to be, I think this is going to be like a train all the way through, really. They can all keep up with each other, this is. And they'll be able to tell where everyone's braking points are. As we see the train of touring cars coming through the S's now. Lloyd is 1 second off the pace for Butler, so he will not be getting any aero assistance. Butler almost needs to think a little bit Carlos Sainz-esque and try and get Lloyd that little bit of slip just to help him defend away from 66, but 66 has also dropped almost a second. So the reality is that Mayer is going to be looking to make a move on Cole, possibly at the end of this straight. The Alpha does not have the best top end speed as we head into a very, very well known sim racing overtaking opportunity area. And it also looks like Skyring is looking to make a move on Burridge as well, but oh, and Mayer and Cole collide. Oh, and they take out 66. Oh, Mayer taking out two cars there. Waits for them all to come back on. And I think Cole actually is still in P4 and has managed to somehow get away with that one. 66 is down the inside, but whether Cole's got quite a lot of damage, I don't know. But Coulson and Skyring make it through. I think Cole might have managed to save it through cutting the chicane. But Cole is waiting for 66. I don't know what he's waiting for. Is he just waiting for Mayer? You don't really need to do that. That's far too generous, really, by Cole. Just because 66 did get caught up in the collision as well. It wasn't really his fault. Should have just kept it going. So that was far too kind by Cole there. That was very, very good sportsmanship on behalf of Cole. He needs to keep on going, but 66 sadly was a bit of a victim in that event there. Jay Skyring is now looking to try and capitalise on all of the cars that basically part way for him, effectively. And the next car ahead of them is Burridge, and Burridge isn't exactly slow, even though he is in one of the slowest top-end speed cars. He's managing to make it work as Mayer and Cole are fighting it out now. They're having a bit more of a better ding-dong here. As long as it's safe, as long as it's clean, that's what matters to me. But every position is worth fighting for here in the PNTCC. All the points add up. There is a reverse grid. And if I've got it right, it will be whoever finishes in last today. So we'll see how that works out in a moment, which could work into Cole and Mayer's benefit for race 2 realistically. Now Jay Skyring is getting closer and closer and closer to Burridge. Only 5 minutes left on the clock and they've barely done 2 laps. So this is why you need to get your moves done early, get into the track position and get going. But Lloyd needs to get as many points as possible today. And at this moment in time, just off of this race alone, Lloyd would take control of the championship lead. But it all depends on what Burridge can do against Skyring in the Audi. And we can see that Butler has just set the fastest lap time off the race. And I don't think Lloyd is going to really be able to keep up with that. We can see Cole and Mayer in the background still. Not really that far behind after the incident that happened. But Mayer did the main P&R rule, which is effectively just let everyone go ahead of you. Just wait, you know, it was your error, and it was his error. He'll hold his hand up for that. There's no reason for a time penalty. Yeah, it's ruined other people's races, sadly, but we reward gentlemanly behaviour, and Jay Skyring, I don't think it's going to be very gentlemanly about this move. He's going to get it done way before the corner entry. That VW just has no answer for his German counterpart and just cannot do anything in regards to defending. So Jay Skyring is now just behind Lloyd, but Burridge will not give that up very easily. And the more these two scrap, the more the cars behind will get involved. But if Burridge is going to try and do anything, he needs to make the move relatively soon. But he's also got to do it safely. That's the problem. He's getting the lights to go in. He's trying to get a distraction. It's what they do in touring cars. Drivers have got to deal with it. And 66 moves ahead of Mole in the background. You can just see him. What an opportunity, sorry. What a place to get the move done. And you can see Burridge is not quite. The rear end of that VW just doesn't quite rotate enough for the front end to bite. He's driving it like a rear-wheel drive car, and it is a different driving technique for these front-wheel drives. And it does take time to learn. It really does, but it does produce the best racing. It really, really does. But like I mentioned, this is the longest circuit we're driving at today. And it's good information for future seasons of the PNTCC. I myself, after doing the Hall of Fame in our Discord server, I'm a 2-time champion, so I will take that. Butler just sets another fastest lap of the race, so 2:30.5. Lloyd has got no answer for that, but Skyring, on the other hand, a 2:30.7. If he wasn't 5 seconds behind Lloyd, I think we'd be looking at a completely different race. As we look at the battle for P8, and it looks like Cole might have just had a bit of a bad lap that time around and has invited Mayer back in. But these cars probably have a little bit of damage. And you can see there, the Alpha's actually got some very good pace. Look at that. The Alpha's really nice and planted. Is there much slip? Let's have a little look. I think there is, you know, looking at this. So the Alpha's got very good acceleration. Just lacking top end speed a little bit. He's managed to get it down by 3 tenths or so. So there's definitely slip to be had. You just got to be close enough. And in all fairness, I think you've got to be in different cars. I think that's the only way that is truly going to provide good slippy action. And where is Butler on circuit? Butler is here, so this could very well be the last lap of the race. With 55 seconds left on the clock. Could be an interesting one. So Butler is driven, as we kind of expected, a pretty demanding race here. Commanding, sorry, not demanding. Commanding race. And there's not much Lloyd can really do to answer that one. But race 2, I think, will be a little bit more chaotic. A bit more traffic. Especially if it is a full reverse grid. As we're watching Butler just come up to the start-finish line, I don't think he's going to cross in time, or is he? No, he's not going to cross in time. There's 10 seconds left as Mayer has managed to get past Cole. So whether Cole ran wide then, due to damage maybe, not sure. But Mayer seemed to have got the move done. As Butler comes over the start-finish straight to finish race 1 of round 6 of the PNTC. Lloyd comes second. Skyring managed to start from last and get to third. Burridge in P4. Coulson in P5. 66 in P6. Mole in P7. And Mayer just nicking P8 for race 1. And Cole comes over the line in round 9, and if I am correct, Cole will be our pole sitter for race 2. So whilst we wait for the cars to go into race 2, it'll only take about a minute. So Butler was our race 1 winner. We kind of knew that was going to be the case. Lloyd manages to get P2. Skyring gets P3 after a rather large collision between Mayer, Cole and 66. Caused kind of the seas to part, for want of a better expression. Burridge gets P4 in the low and slightly on the slower side VW. Coulson gets P5, 66, like I mentioned, gets P6, Spool P7, Mayer P8, and Cole in P9, who probably won't be very happy, and to be honest, I don't blame him. But Mayer did the golden rule, really. I think Cole waited for too many people, realistically, because it wasn't his error. So I'll explain why in more details after the race. In the meantime, we have some more Pretty Ninja events coming up. You're watching the Pretty Ninja Touring Car Championship here on YouTube, Pretty Ninja Racing channel. The GT2s are heading to Mexico, and it should be a very good race, even though the championship has been won by 66. The battle for P2 and P3 are still up for grabs, and the Porsche multi-class are heading to Baikoniki, which is a very twisty foresty track. That's on Wednesday at 8:30 GMT. Make sure you either A, tune in, or B, get yourself signed up. Links can be found in the description below. Now this is where I realised that, you know what, actually no, it's still on 10 minutes. And I've not updated this particular event. Death at the bus stop. There was Jamski. There was death at the bus stop between Mayer, Cole and 66. Mayer just braking a little bit too late, a little bit too close to the car in front, pulled out a bit too late, and sadly collected Cole and 66 in the process. But Mayer did wait for everybody to get back on track and get going again before he moved on. So that is the Pretty Ninja rule. There'll be no penalties handed out. But I think Cole let far too many cars through. So if it happens to him again, I hope he'll just keep going. Just keep going, let a couple of cars through if he had to cut the chicane, which I think he did. But he did let far too many cars back through. I got a funny feeling we are waiting for 10 minutes here. I think we are. Oops. My bad. My bad. So how is everyone at home watching? Are the Butler fans in? The Butlebers? Are the Butlebers in? 5 left. 5 minutes left or 5 seconds left? Yeah, that's an error on my part with the setup. It shouldn't be 5 minutes. I'm surprised it is, because the first event wasn't. And it should have just duplicated the... Oh, I'm guessing something's kind of cropped up there. But I think you know, if we wanted to pick a surprising result from the race, I would actually say that Burridge is probably the biggest surprise, not because of his skill level, far from it. It's purely the fact that he is driving the slowest car and manages to finish P4, so that's very well done there by Burridge. And I believe the reverse grid is... I will have to check. It was meant to be P12, so the fact that there's only 9 people on tells me for some reason the race overtime's shot back up to 10 minutes. Not sure why that is. And the reverse grid is... top 9 drivers reverse, so it is P9. It was helped by the crash, but thank you. At the end of the day, you got to capitalise on these things. It is indeed P9 today. So we'll have to wait and see. For some reason, it was set to 10 minutes. It's really annoying. I'm going to have to check the last 2 now. Very frustrating. Guess it allows people to wander off and do a couple of bits whilst they wait. I'm going to open up the server chat just a mo. And hopefully we'll be able to get back racing soon enough. Lloyd has left apparently. Interesting. Not sure what's happened there. So here we go. Hopefully we'll be back up and racing momentarily. Lloyd is he back? Lloyd is back. That's good to see. Okay. Sorry about the long way, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've now got new cups of tea, coffee, pints of beer, popcorn, because race 1 was pretty much like a slight procession, to be honest. It wasn't the most exhilarating PNTC race we've ever seen. However, I have a funny feeling race 2 is going to stir up some surprises. I think a lot of the faster drivers trying to come through are going to try moves that might be their undoing. The slower cars just have to defend heavily. There's nothing wrong with that here in the PNTCC. Defend away. It's good. Cole is sitting in P1 after being murdered by Mayer, but Mayer did allow everyone back through. So here we go. Getting ready for race 2. We'll keep an eye on Cole. That Alpha really does have really good acceleration. It's just a top end speed, so it's whether he can get to T1 ahead of Mayer and make a bit of a gap before the following cars come up. It's only 3 laps, ladies and gentlemen. 3 full laps of Spa race circuit. So hopefully we might have a surprise race winner in this race. The drivers you also need to keep an eye on are Butler, Lloyd and Skyring. Lloyd needs to beat Skyring, and Butler will most likely come through to win the race, but we'll see. Here's 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, 6 lights. And off we pop for race 2, round 6. Lloyd has got a drive-through, which is going to be catastrophic for him and the championship. So that's Lloyd's race pretty much done. Cole makes it around T1, gets round safe. Who is in the Audi pushing Mayer, and Lloyd is at the back there. That's Lloyd's race over and done with. The only thing you can hope for is that Skyring gets into a bit of an incident, and Spool and Mayer are looking to maybe have a bit of a tussle. 66 might be trying to take advantage of this race start, and we can hear, yeah, there's Lloyd just kind of cruising there in the background. Oh no, Burridge and Coulson. Not quite sure what's happened there then. But Lloyd's race is pretty much undone as Skyring is trying to defend off Butler and Spool. Skyring needs to get as many points as possible to capitalise on Lloyd's mishaps. The Lloyd curse hits again. It does. Jamski's oh, not very happy about that. And was that Spool knocking Butler off the circuit there? I think it was. A little bit of door banging. I don't think Butler will be too happy about that, but Skyring. Oh, and that's more into the wall. And that's going to cause quite a bit of damage. But still, it's not looking good for Lloyd. Cole, as I mentioned, needs to take full advantage of the fact that he started on P1. Mayer will hold up cars pretty much as possible. Cole just needs to get his foot down and get moving. So it's Mayer, 66, Skyring, then Butler. And at the end of, coming towards the end of lap 1, Cole needs to just keep the foot down, keep it going if he wants to get this race win. He says that he wouldn't get one purely because he's in the Alpha and he feels like he's been cheated from the events in race 1. But I think Mayer is going to play the sporting role here of trying to defend off anybody trying to overtake. And I think he might actually be, in a way, going to try and help out Cole here. But Cole needs to make a bit more of a gain than this. And Mayer, currently, sitting in P2, only a second behind. Burridge goes past Lloyd, as Lloyd, I'm going to assume, should have gone into the pit lane, but he hasn't. Oh yeah, there he is. You can just see him in the background now. So Mayer still currently sitting in P2. Mole goes through, and Coulson has got some hefty damage, so something must have happened to him through Eau Rouge. And Lloyd, drive-through has been taken, but he's now going to be quite a few seconds behind Spool in P7. So we head back towards the front row, and quite frankly, this is what I was kind of hoping for. Cole is leading the way. Mayer in P2. 66 has fallen to 7 tenths behind Mayer. And Skyring and Butler are battling it out for P4. And Butler has made his way through. But now he needs to get past 66, and he needs to get past Mayer, and he needs to get past Cole if he wants to gain the full 50 points. And ideally for Lloyd, he needs Skyring to finish 5th, and in the nicest way, Lloyd needs to get back up to 6th position somehow. Not quite sure how, but that's going to be a very tall ask for Jamski to do in literally 2 laps. 6 seconds behind Spool. Spool is not that slow at the end of the day, as Butler is looking to try and get past Skyring. 66 is parked his Audi rather well defensively here. And what Skyring needs to do is pounce on Butler while 66 is defending against him. And Cole pretty much only has, after this, one more. Well, actually, no, he's got 2. Why do I feel like we're doing more laps this race? It was 3-4 laps, basically, wasn't it? So we can see Mayer is slowly bunching up the pack. There's 3 Audis there, battling for P3. And we can see Butler's try to look down the inside, hard on the brakes, not quite brave enough to make the move on 66. Perhaps he's just going to wait for Eau Rouge and Radion. Cole goes over the timing line to get, well, I was going to say get fastest lap, but Butler's just done a 2:30.9, and 66 is still fending off against Butler. And Skyring, oh, he's looking to get the switchback, and I think he's got it done. They're going to be side by side coming down the hill. It's whether they're going to be brave enough to be side by side through Eau Rouge and Radion. I think 66 is not going to give this up very lightly, as they are going to go side by side, and round 66 goes and just about saves it, but Skyring capitalizes on the moment and gets ahead of both of them. So the battle for P3 is far from over. Cole just needs to keep his eyes forward, keep going. And Butler is looking to get back at 66. Oh, sorry, no, Jay Skyring to try and get ahead into P3, but great news for Skyring, bad news for Lloyd in the forms of the championship. With 2 more races to go, well, 2 more rounds to go, sorry, after this one, Norris Ring and Bathurst. As you can see, Skyring's gone wide there, and that's Butler going through, and so is 66. But I don't think 66 will be very happy at the fact that Butler is still ahead of him. But at the same time, did 66 come across? I don't know, but 66 I think needs to be aggressive. Put his car where Butler doesn't want it. Just cause Butler a load of hassle, but 66 Skyring is now back down to P5. And Lloyd is only 2.3 seconds behind Spool now, so P7 is on the cards for Lloyd. Still not great in the form of points, but it's going to be better than what he would get if he was in P8. Cole is still leading the way. Mayer is 1.7 seconds behind. Butler is 1 second behind Mayer. And Skyring is just trying to gain as many points as possible, as 66 is making Butler go defensive. And I think realistically there's not much that 66 can do there. He gets a much better run coming out of the final corner though. And up to T1 to go. Butler is staying down the inside line, but can 66 do what Butler did to him? Not quite. Not quite getting the undercut done. And Lloyd has now got the gap to P7 down, and he's now got P7. So you can see Lloyd at the very top of your screen getting past, and now Burridge is 7 seconds ahead. I don't think Lloyd will be able to do that, but Butler is having to fend off 66 quite massively here. And this will be the battle for P3 in the championship, really. Actually, depending on how many events 66 has attended this season, actually, saying that. But this is looking good for Cole. Cole just needs to stay focused. Keep looking forwards. And the race win will be theirs. It's very hard for the PNTCC, for the touring cars rather, to overtake around Spa. The 66 took a very, very tight line through that right-hander, but I think it's kind of helped him a little bit. But if Lloyd was to be able to get one more position, he would have nullified any damage to the championship, really. But I don't think he's going to be able to get it done. He's 6.5 seconds behind. And Cole is now only 6 tenths ahead of Mayer. And he's lost a lot of time. He's lost a whole second, that one lap, really, to Mayer. So either Mayer has found some pace or Cole has let off the pace a little bit. Doing a bit of a Carlos Sainz manoeuvre, maybe. Keeping the Cupra in the slip, but Butler is in P3. As Cole in the Alpha, which he picked from the very beginning, even when we had to swap around cars, is going to come over the line to take race 2 victory, round 6 of the PNTCC here at Spa. Very good drive there by Cole. Mayer is going to take P2. Butler takes P3. 66 takes P4. Skyring takes P5. Spool has got a drive through for cutting, sadly. Burridge comes over the line to take P6. Lloyd takes P7, which is going to affect the overall standings. Spool's got a drive through, which is going to give him, I think, a 70-second penalty. 60-second penalty. With Coulson going to be rounding off in P9. Good battle there in Eau Rouge. We'll have to see what the folks want to do in regards to looking at it. Coulson turned into me on Eau Rouge. Is that why he got all the damage? Effectively, I'm guessing. That's why he's so far behind then. It's a very tricky start to race here at Spa. Lloyd has already DC'd. He's clearly not happy with his result. Butler's now just DC'd. But we'll just keep an eye on Mark Colley. I screwed up the last race. I think you're going to finish P8. Because Colley's just chilling. He's just chilling. In what way, Mole, did you screw up that last race? Hola, I'm just here for the North-South division. Divide. Well done, Cole, on getting your race win. Very much deserved. Good, strong performance in race 2 after quite a gnarly race 1, shall we call it. Went off halfway around, got damaged. Ah, damn. The bounce. In chat. Oh dear. Right then. Whilst we're waiting for the rest of the leaderboard to catch up, let me talk you through what else is happening in the PNTC community. As you can see, the Porsche Multiclass is back on Wednesday night at Bike&Nicky, 8:30 GMT. It'll be interesting to see what the 911 Cup cars do. And the replay for the Race 1 bus stop. I will show you the replay. I caught it all on stream. Touring cars are heading to the Norris Ring next week, so make sure you tune in for that one. The championship is massively open in the PNTC, unlike the GT2 where 66 is our GT2 world champion. But yes, what's our way in? Let's have a look at race 2. No, race 1, sorry. There happened nothing in race 1. Absolutely nothing. Oh, 4.3 screen? Really? You said that it's been playing up recently. Do you need me to look at it? What porn have you downloaded to ruin that computer? Bums is mate, yeah. Cole's only just realised that banana. Oh, apps were huge on the HUD. Sorry, ooh, that sounds like a GPU driver issue. Okay. I might be able to, if you keep your PC on a minute, mate, and just stay in chat briefly, we'll have a quick look at this event in race 1. We will go to Mayor, and we will go to Chase Cam 2, and we'll watch it all unfold. Here it is. Right, are we ready, ladies and gentlemen? Are we ready for some Anders flipping analysis of this situation? So here we are watching Anthony Mayer. Now this, I'm going to explain exactly what happens before it happens. Mayer gets a brilliant run on Cole and just reacts a little bit too late at the opportunity of overtaking, which in turn takes Cole out and sadly collects 66 in the process. But let's just watch it real time. So get your popcorn ready. So we can see that Mayer has got a great run on Cole here. Like, you can just see the gap closing and closing and closing and closing and closing. Realistically, he left the braking far too late. Far too late. Like, that is very, very, very late indeed. Realistically, for most drivers, that white line here that he's just coming across now is the braking zone line. And you can, in fact, you can see here Cole is immediately on the brakes. We'll check the car in front as well. See, immediately on the brakes. I think Mayer just gets a little bit too excited and brakes a bit too late compared to the cars in front. Reacts too late and sadly takes out Cole. Now, what I will say to Cole's benefit, I say benefit, it's not benefit, to Cole's credit, how he handled that connection between Mayer and himself was wonderful. I would have absolutely lost that car, but somehow Cole made it. Now the problem is here, I'm not sure if you can see the Audi in the room, but 66 is literally, you know when you watch see if I can find a clip actually. One sec. It's because I'm in F11. 1 second. See if I can find a clip of what I'm trying to describe. Like, 66, 5-second penalty. Yeah, 66 is getting a 5-second penalty for being there. God damn it. Right, 1 second. I'm trying to see if I can find. It's got to be in this. It's got to be in this compilation. Bear with me.
If you've been waiting for a sign to try Ready Mag, this is it. This is your sign.
Ready Mag. Oh my god. Right, let's carry on.
Hobbs, he finished last year on injury.
Up front.
180!
I'm going to turn the volume off so you guys can't really guess what I'm actually looking at. And I gotta go, when have I got to go back to? What second's that? 52 seconds. Okay, 52 seconds after I found the tackle. I gotta go back to 52 seconds. 1 sec. Yeah, that's it. Right. 66. Right, let me just resize this so it's the same size as the Audi. Right there. Okay. 66 is this player, number 84, right here. Okay.
The whole time it seemed like Bontemps perfect, and yes.
Oh my goodness.
That's 66. And effectively, this was him after the race. Yep, I'm all good, bro. That was basically what happened to 66. He got absolutely nailed. Now, apparently the rejoin was really bad. Okay, that was really bad. That was a really bad rejoin, in all fairness. But I can understand from Cole's perspective that there isn't a great deal he could do, and he didn't exactly want to be there. But Cole does the right thing. Almost too much the right thing, okay? So there's 2 cars here that he's blocked off. He's fully aware of this because after he gets round T1, there we go. So he's letting these cars through. Now, realistically, for future reference, Cole, for future reference, that's all you need to do. Don't hand back any more positions because at the end of the day, the incident wasn't your fault. Yes, Mayer got caught in the collision as well, but you didn't need to let this driver through, and you didn't need to let this driver through. It's very good sportsmanship of you. But next time, just let the 2 through, get going again. All right. But yeah, realistically, Mayer, it was just getting excited and just braked way too late. Turn circle on the Alpha is terrible. It is quite poor, and you weren't exactly. Well, technically no, and I'll explain for why. Because even though yes, you hit 66, the whole reason why you hit 66 isn't your fault. Okay, the onus is on Mayer, right? You are a victim, right? The only time that I will allow victim mentality is in instances like this. So no, you didn't need to let 66 through. All right, for future reference, it's purely Mayer is the one that orchestrated all of this. Mayer's the one that's got to wait for everyone to get back on board. You're a victim. You went through. You had your moments here with 2 Audis, which are there and there. Okay, and you could have slotted in just there right afterwards because you've lost positions. You need to remember that as well. You've not exactly gained any. You've lost 3 positions from this incident. And then in the end, you end up losing yourself another 1-2 positions on top of that. So next time, if it's not your error, unless you do a really rough rejoin, which is what happened, you don't need to wait for 66 to go through. It's a bit unfair, obviously, but it's not your fault that this happened. And yeah, you can see the funky suspension there of the Audi. But yeah. So next time, no, you don't need to let 66 through, okay? Because it wasn't your fault. So that was race 1. I need to apparently look at race 2 as well, because of an incident between Mark Coulson and... So 5 seconds for 66. Yeah, 5-second penalty for 66 for being in the wrong place. He's done alright with the reverse grid though. He definitely has. He did very well with the reverse grid in the end. I think 10 seconds. 66 for just being there. Crikey. Right, let's have a quick look at what happened lap 1, Eau Rouge, between Mark Coulson and Noah Burridge. So Burridge immediately came into chat and said, Mark turned in on me. Now, I'm a bit of a veteran when it comes to sim racing. If someone comes into my chat and immediately says, he turned in on me, I immediately think that that's not the case. So we will look at Burridge. We'll go to F5. Are we doing penalties? There's no penalties, no. No penalties for race 1 incident. Mayer gave back all the positions. You gave back the positions you needed to do. That's it. Reward good behaviour, not penalise it. So here we are. Here is Burridge. Here is the start of the race. We'll just click through a little bit so we get round T1 at least. Okay, here we go. Now, one of these is Mr. Coulson. All my fault against Burridge, says Mark Coulson. Radar was off. Okay. 15 seconds for Noah. I don't know. We'll find out, shall we? Yeah. 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 30 seconds for Coulson. Well, safe for Burridge, but Coulson, wherever you are, you're there. How have you ended up there? Oh, I see. Yeah, it's just Collie taking the racing line, not realising Noah was there. And getting some hefty damage. I would imagine that's suspension damage on the front right. Not that you can really tell in video games. But that is a very unhappy motor. And the Jamski curse has struck again with an apparent jump start. Yeah, no penalty. It was a racing incident. Mark was considerably worse off. No penalties needed. I wonder what that number on the side's about there. It says 9, 8, 9. Oh, is it grid position? 10. Is it grid position? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't know. Grid. Oh no! There it is! The clutch! The clutch! And that's enough for Jamski to get a drive through. And you'll soon see why that's going to possibly have a big effect on the championship, because he's now a few more points behind Jay Skyring. And we're just waiting. It's a result still waiting to finalise. Still waiting to finalise the points. It's Mayor. Are you still in the server? Get out of the damn server, Mayor. What are you doing in there? Mayor's just sat in the pits on his own, just chilling, holding up the whole proceedings of the whole thing. Come on, Mayor. Come on. I'll give you a 5-second penalty for this. Let alone the bumping. me. Just surprised you didn't hear me, dude. Yeah, I'm surprised because he was right by your door. And now we have to wait for Mayor again. God. Right, let's take a look at the little calendar. In fact, actually, whilst we're waiting for this server to wake its sorry ass up, let me tell you about an event that's happening in the new year, because I want as many people to sign up to this as possible. It's something that we don't usually do. I think it could be incredibly fun, and it's being created by our very own Letterme. It's so you can't give him a penalty. That's what it's for. But I'll give him a 5-second penalty for time wasted. Right. But yeah, this is an event that Fabrice Letterme set up, and if you know Fabrice, he quite likes his vintage cars, but he understands that not everybody likes them. So he's come up with this event here, the Timeless Velocity Multi-Class events. It's going to be over the course of, I believe, 9 rounds? 9 rounds he's got. And it's basically the Toyota Supra GT4 versus the 1968 Daihatsu P5, which sounds like a bit of an odd mix. But these cars are not far from being on even keel with each other. P5 being a bit better in a straight line, and obviously GT4 being a bit better in the corners. It's going to be quite good. He's picked some really good circuits throughout the event. So we got Imola to start off with, Joanna, which is from AMS2 or Brazil, Algarve, Aradara, which is a personal favourite of mine. Absolutely love the Aradara circuit. Donington Park, Blackwood, which I've never driven at, but he says is a great deal of fun. Now, Letterme's idea of fun and my idea of fun are slightly two different things. So what it basically means is that this is death. Okay, but this is the event that you want to attend to because, quite frankly, it's 3,300 meters long, so it's probably going to be quite a quick circuit. Then we're heading to Suzuka, as well as Poenza. I can never pronounce that properly. Poenza, I think it is. And then finishing off at Spa. That starts on January the 4th, 2024 on WSS. And at the moment, we only have 3 drivers, so make sure you get yourself signed up. It's on a Saturday evening, which is a bit different for us. The 6th of January, sorry. Did I say the 4th of January? 6th of January. So it's on a Saturday evening at 8:30. It's going to be cold. It's going to be a horrible January, most likely. So why not do something fun on your Saturday night and get involved? Blackwood is from Live for Speed. Fast circuit. Oh, okay. Live for Speed, sorry. Not Live for Speed. Live for Speed. Right. Pretty Ninja events. Let's see if the touring cars have calculated. It has. Okay. So let's have a little look at the standings. So Jay Skyring's extenders lead by 2 points. He's now on 216 over Lloyd. That's 210. So Lloyd really does need to finish ahead of Jay Skyring for the last 4 races for him to possibly win the championship. But at the same time, 66 just holds off Butler in P3 with 177. Butler in P4 with 159. Mayer in P5 with 130 points. Cole in P6 with 123. So the battle for P5 is heating up in the championship as well. Mark Coulson in P7 with 59. Burridge in P8 with 58 points. Smith in 9th with 51. And Sobek rounding up the top 10 with 41. Closely followed by Mole with 38. 2 standing leagues? What do you mean 2 standing leagues, Cole? What do you mean? I'm not even going to bother looking at the team because, quite frankly, you know, everyone drives for Pretty Ninja. But this is this one. What do you mean, Cole? Sorry, bud. Two standing leagues. And on Wednesday night in the Velo City, let me have a look. I'll have a look for you. I'm not quite sure. Let's have a little look. Standings. Yes, so there's the race class and the GT4 class. By the looks of it. So they are ranked separately indeed. But if I'm right in saying, Lemmy, they're pretty much even keel in regards to what they can do. Best 6 rounds count for final standings. So yeah, you don't have to attend all the events, but if you want to get the most amount of points possible, you need to attend all of the events, and it'll take your 6 best results. We'll go old school. Nice one, Cole. Get signed up. I think it's going to be quite good fun. I might even, if I can, sign up to this one. Saturdays are a little bit awkward for me, sadly. Now, let's have a quick look at the Porsche Multiclass heading to Biker Nicky this week. So the Porsche Cup 66 is 12 points behind Jay Skyring, with Butler closing in with 79. Butler, if he started in the Porsche Cup, would have had an extra 20, well, theoretically an extra 25 points onto the bill, but this is from the GT4 class. Burridge leads the way ahead of Cole, in fact 45 points to be precise, ahead of Cole for the GT4 championship with 3 rounds left to go. Ideally, Cole needs to win each and every event going forwards in the multi-class for him to be able to take that GT4 title, but it's doable. I think Cole can do it, definitely. But yeah, the battle for the Porsche Cup is between 66 and J Sky, and that is a battle that is old as time. And that's my little dog Lunu. Now let me just quickly show you guys one channel that we recently started up. Here it is, the Hall of Fame. Now we just want to send out I want to send out a quick appreciation to everyone that's been joining our P&R events since 2022, and we're almost in 2024. and I just want to thank you guys for constantly being part of this amazing community. And I hope that you will stay with us for the long run. I know that it can be taxing, and I know that my decisions can be a little bit bizarre, but they are fair to everybody because it happens to everyone. Everyone's in the same boat. But we can see here that we've had plenty of events, lots of multiple different winners, and there'll be way more events to come. And we can see our latest PNR victor of the series is 66 in the GT2 World Championship. The Porsche multi-class is up for grabs, and the Timeless Felicity is up for grabs, as well as the PNTCC Season 4. So join me on Wednesday night for the Porsche class, multi-class, and make sure you get yourselves signed up and get your practice in. Look after yourselves. It's been a pleasure broadcasting to you this evening, and I will catch you on Wednesday night. Look after yourselves. Have a good beginning to mid of your week. Good night.